You're back with another video, and I just got done watching episode 5 of Devs, and wow, I'm a little mixed about this, but there's definitely some key things that happen in this episode that make me like, damn, so that's how that happens, or oh, that's how that goes. Anyways, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Also follow me on Twitter at perpminer420, and also if you missed out on my 1K live stream last night, definitely go check that out. YouTube's been fucking around with live streams and whatnot. But anyways, let's get right into this episode because there's not really much to talk about. So it starts off with a get well from Kenton, and we see that Lily is pretty much in a nut house. She's all drugged up, and we don't see much of her in this episode, but we do get a little bit more of backstory on a lot of different characters throughout this episode, which it was kind of interesting how they showed this montage of, you know, different scenarios with her and Jamie and Sergey and stuff, and it kind of starts to make sense as I was watching this episode as it plays through, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But meanwhile, all this is going on, Kenton and Jamie kind of exchange some words. Not really words, but Kenton pretty much is torturing the fuck out of Jamie, trying to get anything he can out of him, or just to keep him pretty much silent. And Kenton is really paranoid at this point. I think he's going to be the reason of, you know, Forrest's downfall and whatnot. One of the reasons. But he gets Jamie shook. Meanwhile, you have Katie looking through different memories and whatnot, looking through Lily's memories, how close she was with her father and how she lost her father, and that kind of changed her, I guess, emotionally and like mentally, you know, because she was really close to her father, and they were just pretty much really close. And we see also the memory of how she met Sergey and how Jamie took that, and he was kind of beaten up about it. So it's really interesting to see these kind of backstories, and that's why I find it fascinating that they chose to show a montage of these three characters and just in different scenarios, but end up playing out the same way. So speaking of backstories, you know, we get Kate's backstory on how she came across Forrest and why she is really loyal to him, and she's just a complete ride or die because, you know, Forrest saw a potential in her, and she was struggling with school at the time, and he paid all that off, which is really dope. He has the money to do so, and that's how she was able to work for Forrest. And I would say I think she's a bit smarter than Forrest, and that's why Forrest keeps her around. But speaking of more backstories, we get even more backstory on Forrest and what happened to his family, and that shit was devastating. And it makes sense why they showed all these multiple people in different scenarios, so it's like different outcomes and whatnot. He was playing different outcomes in his head, like, I wish I could have done this, wish I could have done that. And we kind of really get the grasp of what they're really working on here. I feel like they're trying to figure out some type of resurrection or kind of fixed time or something like that, somewhere along those lines. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below about that, them either trying to resurrect something or trying to reverse time to fix certain situations in a specific time. I don't know, man. It's really getting interesting with that stuff. Like, it's really making me think about different outcomes and different things that they're really working on. And even Kate mentions that I don't think the people here know what's going on. I don't even think you know what we're working on right now, and it's really fascinating. But anyways, going back to this scene we get with Kenton sitting down with Forrest and Kate, Katie, I should say. And Kenton is really, really paranoid right now. He's like, I'm not trying to go back to prison. I just killed somebody. I put somebody in a nut house, and I scared the shit out of her boyfriend, her new boyfriend, or however he referenced it. But, you know, like I said, I think Kenton is going to ultimately be the downfall of this whole entire plan that Forrest is working on and everybody at Devs. Really interesting stuff. But what really surprised me is this next scene and how this whole episode ended. We go back to Lily in the psych ward, and she is completely drugged out of her mind, but Jamie ends up kind of saving the day. Like, the window's just open. That's another story, I guess. It's crazy though that he doesn't even care what Kenton told him or anything, and he's willing to risk his life to save Lily, which then we get a weird ending with Katie kind of smiling. Like, so does that mean that she kind of manipulated that to happen? Did she change the future or change what was supposed to happen? I don't know, man. Well, let me know what you guys think about this episode in the comments below. You know, certain parts of it kind of dragged, but, you know, there was definitely some key cool moments. We're just going to have to wait until next week to find out what happens with Jamie and Lily and everybody else. But until my next episode review, I will check y'all later.
Why do you like cannabis so much? Like, what is it? Like, I mean, it's been such a huge part of your brand. I just would be interested to hear, like, why?
I should take you to my green room.
I'm fine with that. Maybe after this.
Nah, well, for one, I enjoy it for medical reasons.
Trouble sleeping?